Oh, hello there. Can't you sleep? You want a story? Okay, I'll tell you a story. Thomas story? Okay. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let Terry begin. It was a busy morning on the island of Sodor. Holiday makers were travelling all around the island to spend the holiday at the seaside and summer homes. The Fat Controller does not like confusion and delay on his railway. All the engines were busy running their trains. Gordon takes the express from Knapford to Bartlett-in-Furness. Then one day, the Fat Controller brought in 2 more engines. They arrived at Tidmouth Sheds. He introduced them. This is Tornado and Flying Scotsman. They'll be running trains for the next couple of weeks, so make 'em feel welcome and comfortable. Gordon, this is, I guarantee you know hit Scotsman all right. He's your brother. Oh, yes. Me and Scott go way back. We were both LNER engines then. Good. So you two will hopefully get along. I hope. As the Fat Controller left, Tornado and Scotsman were turned on the turntable and backed into the shed for a rest. Gordon saw 2 coaches. They looked strange. 2 of them both had workshops in them, a mobile workshop, a kitchen, and dormitories. What are those coaches, Scott? Said Gordon. They're support coaches, Gordon, said Scott. Tornado and I have them because we operate on the main line, because there's not that much coal anymore on the other railway. We use coal at a very different basis. They were considering making us oil-burning locomotives, but we decided to stick with coal. And Tornado, the last time you visit the island, you were just first in revenue earning service. Yes, it's good to be back though, said Tornado. I miss this place. I miss being in revenue service. But you operate rail tours, don't you? Asked Gordon. Oh, yes, I do. I operate many tours that the A1 Steam Locomotive Trust organises. I didn't know they organised their own trains. Oh, yes, they do. This year, I'm hauling a Christmas special this year from London Victoria. London Victoria? Not King's Cross? Oh, well, Gordon. Let me tell you, King's Crosses are not a good idea for us engines to be, even with famous ones. Why, what's the matter? Remember when you saw the news, Gordon, when I first came back, after a lengthy overhaul at Lancashire? Oh, yes, trespassers. Exactly, said Scott crossly. I hate trespassers. I don't blame the enthusiasts for taking pictures of me, let alone they take pictures of Tornado. He had the same experience. Is this true, Tornado? Exactly, said Tornado crossly. Trespassers make me sick. They don't know when to put their lives first. I'm sure they'll learn their lesson next time, said Thomas. Oh, Thomas, I remember last time when I saw a trespasser. Well, I heard familiar stories, said Scott, when I was having my overhaul done. A couple of years ago, Oliver Cromwell was on a rail tour when an electric train screamed past, missing a man by inches. Boko had the same incident, said Percy. He said that he saw an enthusiast taking pictures of Gordon. "Oh, yes, I remember that," said Gordon. "Yeah, you were taking the rail tour, Gordon, when a man was taking pictures of you. Boko was taking the express." "Oh, yes, I remember that as well." No one should always trespass on the road. They can't trespass. It's not allowed. "Exactly," said Tornado. "So have you made any friends in the A1 Trust, Tornado?" "Ah, they're my family. And a new family member has joined us. His name's Terry. He joined us on Facebook." "Did he really? What is Facebook?" asked Gordon. "It's a social media site. We love those social media sites, but sometimes they cause trouble due to cyberbullying. And children are the victims of it. And we're trying to, and all the police, Metropolitan Police and every police in the country are trying to stop it." "We better get some sleep now. I'm taking my first train tomorrow," said Tornado. "What one you taking?" "I'm taking the express tomorrow." "The express? I usually take that." "Ah, Gordon," said the Fat Controller. "Before you say anything, Gordon, you're taking a goods train tomorrow, but before you react, it's a fast-fitted freight train. It's a fast express goods. You'll love those. Express goods trains were important back in the days of steam. Even your brother, Flying Scotsman, took some goods as well to Edinburgh." "Did you really, Scott?" "Yes, I did, brother. I did take some freight. It's nice, peaceful work." "Okay, I'll try it," he said. "I'll try it." "Good, that's settled then. Scott, I want you to pull a special rail tour tomorrow from Barrow down to Knapford. So I want you nice steamed up early in the morning to head off to Bartlett to bring the special train down here. It's a Pathfinder tours, so you're going to be wearing the Pathfinder headboard. We'll be placing it on you now." They fitted the headboard. Tornado looked at it. "Oh, that is glamorous. I hauled a Pathfinder tour once. I was going to, but my overhaul overran, so Britannia took the train for me." "I do love our British steam engines," he said. "I even met a famous Pullman engine that pulled British Pullman trains." "Huh? Which one is that one then?" asked Gordon. "It's a bullied Pacific named Clan Line. She's a famous locomotive." "Oh, yes," said Gordon. "She's a lovely, kind engine, Clan Line is." "Indeed she is. I even told her I might take her Pullman trains one day. I love taking them. Even Terry likes me taking them." "I'm sure you take it in turns." "Terry was thinking we should unite together, the A1 and Merchant Navy Steam Locomotive Trust, so most Clan Line's parts could be built from scratch." Next morning, Scott left early for Barrett to get the rail tour special. Tornado was about to leave as his high-pitched whistle echoed around Tidmouth, and his chime whistle echoed too, and he puffed away to collect his train. Two of the support crew workers cleaning the coach, Terry and George, were hard at work. Gordon went to collect his fast goods train. "Be careful, Gordon," said James. "I don't want you having an accident, and I don't want to help you bank the train, so I hope you're strong enough to haul trucks up the hill." "Don't worry, I won't let the trucks rattle me." And Gordon puffed away to collect his trucks. Thomas collected Annie and Clarabelle. The support crew finished cleaning the coach. The Fat Controller had a job for Terry and George. Would you two like to go with Thomas today? Yes, please, said Terry and George. Terry and George were being taught how to drive and fire Thomas. It was Terry's turn to drive Thomas first. He drove him up and down the line. He drove all the way to the junction, and that's when George took over the controls. Terry stoked Thomas's fire. The fireman of Thomas was pleased. Well done, you're a true fireman. Just then they heard the loud chime whistle of the express. Tornado whooshed through the station without stopping. Then they heard another whistle. It was Gordon behind him with the fast-fitted freight train. Then came Flying Scotsman by with the special for Knapford. We've organised Tornado pretty much, said Terry and George. Indeed you did. Now let's get Thomas down the branch line, shall we? Oh yes. So Terry and George hopped back onto the footplate and drove Thomas down the branch line. Bertie the bus was riding alongside. How about a race, Thomas? Do you want a race? No, thank you, Bertie. The Fat Controller said we must stick to our jobs today. You win. No, you win, Thomas. I should know by now we should not race. Soon Thomas reached Farquhar, and Terry reached Farquhar station with Thomas, and ran round the train and drove backwards with the same train after collecting more passengers. When Thomas got back to the shed, Percy and Toby were intrigued to see Tornado. Did you see him today? Said Thomas. He was fast. Of course he was, said Toby. I saw Tornado when I took my freight train. And I see Gordon with his fast-fitted freight train. That is strange. Oh, Gordon learnt his lesson or two, said Thomas. I had 2 of the A1 Trust members drive me today. Terry and George. They'd make a fine team as driver and fireman. Back at Tidmouth, Tornado and Flying Scotsman spoke to Gordon. So, any A4s have you seen yet, Gordon? The only A4 I've seen is Spencer. That silver show-off thinks he's more important, hauling the Duke and Duchess of Boxford. Well, it's not unlike an A4 to be such a boastful one. Just then Spencer bustled in. Well now, I'm here for the summer. We know that, Spencer. What do you want now? I need an empty shed to rest in. Which one of you engines can give up? Well, I'm not giving up this shed, he said. I'm not giving it up, said Gordon. What happened to your shed? Needs refurbishment. Why don't you go and sleep at the Sodor Steamworks? Now, Gordon, said Scott. That's no way to speak to a fellow A4. You can have my shed tonight, said Scott. I'm taking the Midnight Express tonight. Are you sure? Said the Fat Controller. Sure, I'm sure. I'm up for a nice good run. Okay, off you go, but be careful, or don't you strain yourself. Don't worry, I promise I won't. I may need Edward to bank me up the hill. That leaves Tornado and Gordon chatting to one another. Spencer was not impressed. Your steam locomotive being built from scratch? That's impossible. Even the Duke and Duchess of Boxford said it's impossible to build a steam engine from scratch. Well, it's not, though. Well, how comes I'm here, then? You must be a replica or something. A replica. An imposter. I'm no imposter. I'm a real peppercorn A1. I'm the 50th member of the class, said Tornado. Well, you're just saying that to impress me. Well, I'm not impressed yet. Well, didn't you see me pull the express? Fast? Yes. Well, I heard stories about you, Spencer. You're a silver show-off. Me? A show-off? Exactly, now get some sleep. Oh, said Gorham crossly. You heard, my fellow engine. Get some sleep. I'm tired of hearing you. Spencer was surprised. He hasn't had anyone talk to him like that before. But Spencer knew they were right. So he went to sleep. He left the next morning. Where's Scott? I suppose he's supposed to have been here by now. He's usually here by the next morning. Just then, Scott came in. What happened, Scott? I had to stay the night at Bartlett in Furness. What happened? I dropped my fire. The engines were in shock. Why did you drop your fire? It was a necessity. I had a blocked tender. I had a blockage in my tender. The engines felt stayed silent. I'm sorry, sir. Wasn't your fault, Scott. It was bound to happen. It can happen to any engine. Exactly, said Tornado. That happened to me once before. But the A1 Trust fixed it in overnight. And I was fit to run again. Gordon went to take the express. Tornado, you have a rest. You deserve it. It's your day off today. Thank you, sir, said Tornado. And we'll start cleaning you. So over the next few weeks, Tornado left back for London. Scott stayed for another month to work with his brother. And they all lived happily ever after. I'm sure Flying Scotsman and Tornado will come visit again. I believe they will. Don't you? Isn't that an amazing story? Did you like it? You like it. That was a brilliant story of Tornado and Flying Scotsman together. So I hope you get a nice good night's sleep. You're in your nice clean pyjamas that I've given you. And I hope you sleep well tonight. Okay? Don't worry. You'll have good dreams. Good night. See you in the morning. Don't be a nice weekend tomorrow. Have a nice day out. Go for a picnic tomorrow. Okay. Good night.